It's Apple Music. It's Beats One. Just touched down, Joey Badass, the All-American Badass.
Hey.
What's up, bro? Talk about where you are today with just the sounds and the artists and the producers that you're working with.
So, with this album, I really wanted to, just like every album, you want to get to that next level. This album brought me to a level where I'm no longer rapping just to beats. You know what I'm saying? Rapping the beats where it's just, I do a little post-production after. With all of the music on this album is like, we really made from scratch, from the ground up, like, with my direction, like I orchestrated it. I put like this musician with this musician, paired them together, and I told them where to go. You know what I'm saying? So like, shout out to 1900, Kirk Knight, Powers Pleasant, Static Selector, DJ Khalil.
I love that you did 12 records. Sometimes I think artists overextend themselves, but you did
Cut
a
it up.
cohesive body of work about a singular topic,
Right.
which was about being a black man in America and what that's felt like for you, what that's felt like for your loved ones, what you see as the path to mental freedom and emotional freedom, even outside of before you just get to like physical bondage, which a lot of black people in America are in, especially black men.
Right.
You deal with those topics on this album.
Yeah.
I want to get to, what do you feel is the most musical and poignant record on All American Badass? There's a lot, but
I gotta say that last one, the last record, American Idol.
Joey, you got horns on records, live bass lines, live drums. Is that music that you've always wanted to create and it just took you some time to feel comfortable?
When I was first started writing the music, like, a lot of the production that I used to select, like just from beats on YouTube, I remember, taking instrumentals from the Jazz Liberators. Like they made all of these things with, real live instruments, or even taking something from Madlib who might have sampled like, some live instruments and put it in. So I've always wanted to create music like this. Yeah, the answer to that question is definitely yes, but I didn't have all the resources. You know what I mean? I just now accessed the resources with this album. You know what I mean? I learned how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So now we on.
All the money that you're making from the merch and the touring and being on Mr. Robot, you said you didn't always have the resources. On this album, you had the resources. So was that, because you're an independent artist, you're an artist that kind of built your own path.
To be honest, it was less about money. It was just more about experience and timing.
Okay.
And, timing with meeting the right people.
Got it.
Yeah, because like, even 1900, like I knew him since like 2014, and we didn't start working on music heavy till like 2015, 2016. But 1900, he's half of Astor.
Okay.
The group Astor.
Astor,
You know what I mean? So we've been like
he's busy, you're busy.
Exactly, but we finally find time to make it work and everything, because he's just a musical Poindexter.
Some of the topics you're touching on this album, we're gonna get to some more of this music, are things that are painful for people to deal with. Were you afraid of that?
No, I wasn't, because, everything that I talk about is things that I strongly feel should be spoken about. During the making of this project, before I even made it, I was going through like a point in my life where, as a young black musician, I was feeling connected to a lot of things you would see in the news. Like, Freddie Gray, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin. And granted, we got our own community problems for sure.
Yeah.
But, just seeing that push to the mass media, to the, mass collective conscious, it was affecting all of us. Like, I felt really close to it. I feel like, damn, that could happen to my cousin. Or that could happen to me. That could happen to my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Or it already has.
Already has, right. I just started feeling responsible. The real side of me, just the human side of me, was feeling connected to it, because I felt so close to it. The musician side of me started feeling responsible, and not responsible for what was happening, but responsible on how we could change it, how we could bring more awareness to certain situations. This project, I'm glad you said, is like, it's about my experience as a black man in America, but it's not just my experience. It's your experience. You know what I'm saying?
Your dad,
my
uncles,
dad,
cousins,
our brothers, you know what I'm saying? So I just felt like I was responsible to make this music and deliver this message. Like, now that's the soul part of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's my spirit right there. Like, I felt like this is like part of my soul mission on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Is to wake up, inspire, to inform. Me having the power that I have, which is my voice, I'm going to do all that I can to use that voice for good, that power for good. You know what I'm saying? Just cuz.
But one of the first lines in Land of the Free is I think you say,
can't change the
world unless we change ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Because, I remember when Devastated first came out, right? Like the way of explaining what the album was going to be, I was telling people like, all right, Devastated is like an organic candy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's sweet, but it's good for you.
Right.
The rest of the music is like pure vegetables. It's real funny that you say that because it's like, people got to understand that their diet is not just what they eat. Your diet is everything you consume, whether it be you scrolling down your Instagram feed all day. All of these things affect you in some way, shape, or form, especially after doing it over and over a long period of time.
Talk about this Schoolboy Q record and how it came together.
So, this Q record was really super organic. Like, Chuck Strangers made the beat. And I remember, just being in LA and I was in the studio and I'm like, yo, like I just landed. I was so eager to work, just ready. I'm like, yo, Chuck, man, just play some beats. First beat he played was that. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, okay. Just started, coming up with the verse. And as soon as I laid the verse down, I'm like, Q, I got to get Q on this. You know what I mean? And it's funny because, I had my family with me who, involved in that life. I actually wanted Q and YG on it.
To bring it full circle.
In, you know what I'm saying? To really show the unity. A lot of people don't know that's the basis of gangs. Mm-hmm. Gangs was the original neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The original neighborhood police.
Just like the mob or any of that.
Yeah. But it's different because, in the black communities, the police don't come and, help us, with our needs or you know what I'm saying? We don't even like calling police. We what the relationship is
part
there.
Of culture.
You know what I'm saying? So it used to be a thing where, we used to call on the big homie, like, yo, there's a problem over here. So like, I mean, even with this music, like, that's something that I want to, get back to. That's something that I want to influence my brothers in that life to get back to. It's like, all right, if y'all gonna be doing that, then like, let's really do this. Like how it originally was.
Like some soldiers that's really gonna take care of the community.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's what it should be because we can't call on the police for help. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We know all of these dudes on the corner. You know what I'm saying? That's our family.
That's our brothers. That's our sons.
Brothers. You know what I'm saying? So let's really make it about something. You know what I'm saying? Let's police ourselves. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because we could do it. We could do it, but we just brainwashed to, do the opposite.
This Super Predators record, y'all did this.
So the way this record came about is, so Static Selector made the beat. This is actually like one of the clutch joints that like, in like the last final stages of the album. I probably like already mixed like everything. And then out of nowhere, I went by Static Crib. He played the beat. It was, it was done. But, so I had the record for like probably a month before I even thought about Styles getting on it.
He was talking about Obama and the food and all that. Yeah.
So, Styles started getting into like, his zone and everything. And I was just feeling everything he was saying. And then out of nowhere, he was like, yeah, the Super Predator era. I was a part of that. And then as he said that, I'm like, yeah, like he needs to be on this record right here. You know what I'm saying? So I literally called him. I stopped the interview, even finished watching it. Called him up like, yo, I need this verse. Yeah. And he was like, how soon you need it, beloved? I'm like, tomorrow.
He's got it. Yo, let's get to this Chronics record, man. Babylon. We spoke about getting this on.
That's my brother, man. Shout out to Chronics, the whole Zinc Fence family and all that.
Great music, right? Y'all around the same age now. Like y'all was both coming up at kind of the same time.
Yeah, it's interesting because, me and Chronics got so many similarities. You know what I mean? Just like the way he came up versus the way I came up. It's like, it's not that many differences between, a black man coming up in America and a black man coming up in the Caribbean islands, you know what I mean? So we always connect on that level.
A lot of us forget that we only been going to integrated schools for like 60 years.
Yeah.
Most black countries around the world have only been independent for like 60 to 70 years. Think about that.
Yeah, just like, on the Land of the Free record, we still got the last names of our slave owners.
Still got it. Most of us don't even get to go back to Africa, don't even have passports.
Word.
Can't even go see what it's really all about. Is that what made you write this record? Why You Don't Love Me?
Mm-hmm.
Miss America.
This album is so conceptual. You know, I often find that I run out of space to like kind of cater to my more feminine side of music making. Yo, like I literally got like a pool of songs that like, you know, I make just for women. So it's hard for me to really cater to the females as much as I want to. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna speak about my domestic relationship with Miss America. And you know, that was kind of my whole approach with it and everything. But I definitely feel you on that, man. It's like, I also find it weird that like Black people are like the only people who aren't allowed to be racist. Racism is totally different from bigotry.
And prejudice.
And prejudice, yeah, exactly. And it's like, you know, it's almost as if we're not allowed to practice racism, which means, you know, keeping your dollar inside your community, which means buying black, shopping black. You know what I'm saying? Which means only supporting like you know, black being your first option. We're wrong when we do that. We're the only race who's like, you know, not allowed to practice racism. Yeah. So I just wanted to drop that because I think that's important for, you know, people just to think about.
Did you even know that you were gonna be at this place of on a series, in international ad campaigns, plus the music? Did you even see that?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, that part I seen. You know, acting was something I've always been interested in.
Really?
I went to high school for screen theater.
I had no idea.
That's what I got accepted into Ebro Darden for. You know what I'm saying? And every high school that was on my list was for that. Because there's no school you could go to for like rapping. Right. Or lyricism or, you know what I'm saying? Like music was always my number one thing, but I'm like, all right, when it comes to school, like let me at least go for something else that I like. You know what I'm saying? So acting was, you know, number one right after that. You know, I'm just gonna use music to leverage that. Because the acting world is probably harder than it is and harder than the music world. Like, you know, to gain success, especially in New York City. You know how much young actors and actresses is out there? So I already knew me being a rapper would help me with that.
Because you already kind of had a profile and you had a following.
Exactly. And it's like, yo, it will help a movie for me to be in it. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that was going to work. With the modeling, you know, girls always told me I was cute. Yeah, so
yo, I'm here for it, man. I love watching y'all, man. I'm loving you, Rocky, all y'all. Go get it, B.
Word.
Go get it. On this path to legendary status, you did this record with J. Cole.
So let me tell the story. So, you know, it was my Waves record that I put out on my 1999 mixtape, which is also like one of my first singles in the game. You know what I'm saying? So one day Cole hit me up, like, come through to the studio here in New York, and he's like, all right, so look, now, the reason why I asked you to come here is like, you know, I want to play you this record. So before he played the record, he was like, you know, let me just tell you the story behind the record. He got back to a point in his life where he was off tour, and he was resorting back to, you know, just regular life, like sitting on the couch watching Netflix, or scrolling on YouTube looking for just random instrumentals. Through that, he came across my Waves instrumental. And, you know, he said, when he seen it, he already knew it was mine, but the beat just like spoke to him right away. So he decided to, you know, pen to it. After he wrote what was False Prophets, he was like, damn, I gotta record. You know what I'm saying? Because he fell in love with what he wrote. What he wrote was amazing. You know what I mean? So he recorded it and boom. So he's like, look, basically, I'm just asking for your blessing.
Yeah. That's
it. Like, you know what I mean? I want to put this record out, but I need your blessing on it. Word. Like, you got my blessing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You, like, Cole, what people don't know is Cole used to be one of my favorite rappers. Like, when I was 15, 16, it was Cole and Kendrick. Because a lot of people was hitting me up like, yo, you not mad? He stole your beat. Because, you know, Cole already told me he was getting me my verse. And literally, he told me, like, yo, Joe, you the only person I got on my feature list. Like, I ain't doing no more features. Only your feature is the one that's, like, important to me. You know what I'm saying? So, literally the day before For Your Eyes Only came out, he sent the verse back.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Joey Badass, J. Cole. I love that story, man. You gonna do the big festivals this year?
It's coming soon. We're gonna
announce
tour.
You got an announcement.
We're gonna announce tour this year. Gonna be real interesting. You know, I'm doing something I've never done before.
So that's all I get.
Amphitheaters.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick Carson's music's incredible.
Yeah, let's talk about Pro Era. You know, so what's coming this after me is, something a new experiment that we working on, which is Nick at Night, which is Nick Caution and Kirk Knight joining forces. And, they made this incredible body of work, and we're very excited to share
both of them on production, both of them on bars.
Kirk on production, both of them on bars.
Got it. Okay.
And there's one Chuck Stranger's beat on there. Just because
crew.
We a family. Yeah. Their growth is insane. Like, yeah, man. Kirk beat game. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, 2017.
It's lit.
It's lit.
So there's probably gonna be another Pro Era tour too at some point after you're done. They release and then boom.
Yeah, we trying to line it up for like the winter, like back to school tour or something.
I love you, bro.
Love you too.
Yo, man, just keep shining, man, and keep being amazing, and keep doing what you're doing, man. Just stay on the path, stay on the square.
Yeah,
it's all. I'm telling you, man. You done tapped into something that's gonna change your life.
Word.
In the right way. It's a great story too, and I'm blessed to be here for it because of the amount of pressure that gets put on young men. Especially in this game when it's time to come up and be an artist, and we like, nah, that ain't it yet. That ain't it yet. Not everybody survives that gauntlet. You know what I mean? They crumble under pressure.
Word.
And now you about to go out here and stand, on that stage in front of everybody and talk this type of talk. It's gonna be big.
Thank you.
All right.
I really am putting it all together.
Yeah. Joey Badass.
My brother.